Okay, guys, how y'all doing? Second time I'm coming to you today. I'm in the RV now. Gives me an excuse to run the furnace for a little bit. Gonna go ahead and do the budget video. Why? Because I think it needs to get done. Much like last year, it's gonna be largely the same. Just a couple of minor differences. Not just because numbers have changed a little bit. Um, So, as I mentioned last year, we're going to be staying at the Steel Pony, and as a result, um, yeah, that's where we're at. So, uh, as I mentioned earlier, one of my big expenses is fuel because I pull this RV with a 2007 diesel pickup. So you know what that means. That means dead dinosaurs are expensive, and so you have to deal with that. Um, I did this like a week and a half ago, looking at the Midwest regional average right now for gas, for regular gas, is 298. Premium is at 391, and diesel right now is at 364. Yeah, it's about where northwestern Indiana is. There are places that are a little bit cheaper. There are places that are more expensive. Yet again, that's how it works everywhere. Um, in addition, a couple other numbers I think that are important. As of when I looked on the 25th of January, the Buffalo chip for a day pass was 105. The 3-day blocks were 199. The 7-day pass, which goes from Monday to the following Monday to Sunday, is 369. The 9-day pass, which goes from Saturday to Sunday, is at 456, and the 2-week is at 572. It could have went up a little bit. Steel Pony is where I'm staying. The campground admission there is 250, and that gets you from Thursday, July the 31st, to the following Sunday. Glencoe gets you 2 full weeks of campground access for $415. Kickstands is at $250. The Pappy Hoyle from Friday to the following Sunday, so what's that, 10 days, is $379. There's other campgrounds in the area. Just go to their websites. I might put links down in the description for a lot of the major ones. Which one you want to stay at, that's your decision. So, with that said, I'm planning on, with it being about 2,200 miles round trip for me, getting 10 miles to the gallon. With diesel, I'm going to need about 220 gallons of fuel, and I'm budgeting at a fuel price of 4.25. I will almost guarantee you it's going to be less than that. It'll probably be, my guess is, $3.75 to $4, probably somewhere in there for diesel. Regular gas will probably be a little different. I did last year. Last year during the rally, regular gas was at $3.42, premium was at $4.38, and diesel was at $3.73. Yet again, I was pretty close to that. I think I was in the $3.80 to $3.90 range for the most part going across Minnesota. Wisconsin was cheaper. South Dakota was cheaper. But that's just where it is. I might throw a link to the Energy Information Administration with all these numbers so you can do your own planning on. Admission to Steel Pony, which is, like I said, where I'm staying, $250. The RV site, I've got it figured at $729. I thought it was $700 plus tax, so that might be a little bit off. I paid when I checked out last year. I paid, I think, a 30% deposit, and then I got to come up with a balance in April is when they'll start setting bills out. In addition, I might pick up a couple extra days before the rally officially starts, and I think those will probably be like $50-$60 a day. I don't know yet. The chip, I bought the 2-week pass, so $572. In addition, I had some other stuff I bought. I bought the Rat Hole mug, pre-bought that. I think that was like $10. The t-shirt was like $15. And I think that was all that I did. So getting back to fuel means I'm going to need about $935 for fuel. Like I said, I'm a firm believer in padding your budget, especially your fuel, because you get an accident, you need to go detour or something, or a road gets closed, an exit gets closed, or something like that. It's nice to have a little bit of cushion in like your fuel budget, so that if something happens, you're not scrambling like, oh my God, I planned right at this, and now all of a sudden diesel is, $4.50 a gallon. I'm screwed. Well, you plan at $4.25. Yeah, if it's $4.50, is it going to suck? Yeah, but it's not the end of the world. Groceries. I stop at this big gas station, big grocery store in Onalaska, Wisconsin, which is right next door to La Crosse. It's called Woodman's Market. I mentioned it last year in my trip planning video. It's huge. It's basically the size of a Walmart. It's primarily groceries. Anything made in Wisconsin you can think of, they got it. In addition to a really good liquor section. So I'm figuring on about $150 worth of frozen pizzas, sausage, brats, a couple of steaks possibly, and some other stuff, but that's kind of where all that is. I'll also have about $100 in there for booze. I'll have a bottle of bourbon, I'm sure. Probably buy that locally, because we've got a couple of really good local distillers. Probably just go to one of them. In addition to that, we'll stop at Alright, for some reason the camera just conked out on me, and I don't really know why, so I'm going to start over. It did that to me earlier today too, so I'm going to basically try to start over. It gives me, like I said, budget video, gives me an excuse to get the air conditioning, the heater in the RV going for a little bit. Groceries, I stopped at this massive grocery store in Onalaska, Wisconsin, which is right next to La Crosse, Woodman's Market, and it's pretty much the size of a Walmart, and it's just groceries, which is very good. In addition, they have a huge parking lot, which makes it easier to get in and out with an RV. Plus, they've got a huge liquor department. And I got $100 here, $150 for groceries and $100 for booze. I'll buy probably locally a what you call it? Why is my brain not working? A bottle of bourbon. Because we got a couple distilleries around here that make pretty good stuff. And then in addition, we'll get a couple cases of Liney's there. Money to blow on booze, on beer when you're out and about, food, and good times. $1,500, I won't spend that much. In the 10 days I'll be up there. I've got down $1,500. I probably will be closer to $1,000. This is another area where I think if you pad a little bit, it's a good idea. That way, should something happen, you're not freaking out. In addition, I'll have meals and stuff on the way up and the way back that I have to buy. But that is what that is. Tolls. Vendors. I add an extra $500 for something cool. Last year, I bought a Speedo. This year, I may or may not buy anything when I'm up there. I don't know. Tolls. I've got it down right now as $40. I'm going to go ahead right now and actually up that to $50 just because, tolls go up all the time. I have 3 I have to pay for a fact, and that would be in Elgin, Belvedere, and South Beloit on I-90, and that accounts for going through downtown on the Dan Ryan, the Kennedy, or the Dan Ryan to the Eisenhower, which is 290, and then you pick up 90 again in Schaumburg. Campground up, I put $50 a night. There's a chance I might leave out Tuesday afternoon and just try to get to like Wisconsin Dells and just dry camp. Because I think I'm going to buy a generator when Harbor Freight has their big parking lot sale in a couple weeks, because the 3,500 watt generator is going to be on sale for $600. Be $200 off. So I might just do that. And then Wednesday night I'll stop at the Grand Falls Casino in Larchmont, Iowa. I think Larchwood, right in the corner where Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota all come together. It's a good place to stop. I think last year it was like $35 during the week. If it goes to $40, that's not the end of the world. I've got the 1880s train down here for $35. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not this year. I wanted to do it last year, but I didn't. If I stretch the rally out a couple days and leave out either Sunday afternoon or Monday, I might, but I don't know. And then bike gas during the rally, $4.25. My bike takes about $25 to fill up, and you're going to burn tank and a half, 2 tanks a day if you put on miles. So, yeah, that's where that is. All things considered, and this might go up, I've got it down at just about $5,350. That'll probably be about where I'm at. I'll be somewhere shy of $5,500 thereabout. And that's, like I said, pulling the RV. I might just put pictures of the hotel if you're going to do it and stay for 9 nights or however long. But, if you're staying for the full length of the rally in a hotel, you can easily end up spending $7,000 or more, depending on where you stay. I mean, if you stay out, 7,500 miles away from Sturgis, it'll be significantly cheaper. But if you're in Rapid, if you're in Spearfish, expect to spend somewhere between about $300 and $400 a night for a Super 8, and then the prices will go up from there. If you're going to do it on the cheap, figuring 30 miles a gallon, 1,000 mile each way, so 2,000 mile round trip, equates to about $320 for fuel to get there. I've got this down as being for the chip, so at $475 a person for campground admission, which would get you the extended pass. And then you need, of course, double this if it's a couple. And you own the camping gear. The chip is one of the more expensive campgrounds, but you get a lot for it. You get all the concerts and stuff. So far, it was weird. Last year, they didn't announce dang near any bands. Already this year, we've got... the first band they announced was Five Finger Death Punch. Not bad, but nothing to write home about, the way that one of the first bands they announced last year was Jelly Roll. And in the last 3 weeks to a month, they've been announcing bands like crazy. So the first big name they announced was Jason Aldean. I will definitely be there that night. They announced Gene Simmons' band that he's now a part of now that Kiss has broke up. I might go for that. I don't know. And the most recent band they just announced was... Oh, God, why am I the opening band. ZZ Top's opening again. So I will definitely be there again for that on that Friday night, because they put on a hell of a show in 23. So, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the next band that gets announced is Skynyrd. I was looking at their website. They've got nothing announced pretty much for all of late July into early August once they get back from a tour of Europe. So with any luck, they'll be in Sturgis again. Other than that, who knows? Food and drink during the rally. If you wanted to do it on the cheap, I'm sure you could do it for about $1,000. And you'd probably do it for even cheaper. I wouldn't be surprised if you could pull it off for $100 a day. Gas during the rally, expect to spend, depending on how many miles you're going to put down, $400. I'm figuring if you're tenning it, you're probably going to stay a good length. So I've got this down as a total of about $2,200. And like I said, couple, probably I would figure in about 25, 26. It can be done cheaper. Like I said, Steel Pony has tent camping and it's $250. The further away you get from Sturgis, stuff will get cheaper. kickstands is at $250. I know last year they included a pass on the bus, and I just saw today that the bus actually has their wristbands on sale for the rally, so that's good. So they didn't go under. So breaking down how I budget everything. I've already bought everything for the Buffalo chip. The RV site I will finish paying off with my pass in April, when the bills come due. March I'll probably buy the National Parks Pass. National Parks Pass will get you into the Badlands. It'll get you onto the battlefield at Little Bighorn. Basically all the national parks you can think of. Rushmore, it's free to get into, although parking is like $10. Yeah, that's where that is. I've got down May by the pass for the 1880s train. I might not. A lot depends on do I feel like it or not. Or I might just look on their website a day where I feel like doing it and say, yeah, being a single, it helps because you can just kind of look and see if they've got availability and go. June, I'll probably buy the bottle of bourbon. On the way up, I'll get groceries. I'll get my groceries. I might start with a little bit of stuff in the fridge and freezer, but I don't know. And then in September, when I get back, I'll go ahead and I will pay off my credit card that's got all my fuel on it, and in addition, any parts and stuff I buy for the bike. I will basically go through and look and see exactly what I spent in Sturgis and the way there and the way back, and just put that all down. So I basically, since I ref high school athletics in our area, I basically use that money to pay for it. And any checks I get from games, which are getting fewer and fewer now because so many are doing electronic pay, I put in a savings account, and that equates to probably in the neighborhood of about $3,000-ish. All my electronic payments, I just put right to my credit card. And yeah, that's where that is. So you don't want to kind of just say, I'm just going to go and put everything on the credit card and just say, okay, I have no plan on how I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to pay for it over the course of a full year. Well, I kind of pre-buy stuff. I think it's easier if you're paying, like, let's say $500-600 a month, a little here, a little there, versus putting it all on. Now you got interest payments on top of it. Just makes life easier. Food-wise, like I said, I plan on staying at some kind of fancy places, or, eating at a few fancy places like the Powder House at least once or twice, Alpine Inns once or twice. But at the same time, I'll do, I'll probably make burgers in the rig or brats or something a few times in the rig and not have to worry about that. So I've got a small grill. In addition, you've got a kitchen, and I've got a little portable oven I bought that's big enough for pizzas and stuff. Since the microwave on this thing is just a microwave. Yeah, it's got a broiling element, but it's kind of tough to cook a pizza on a broiling element. But anyway, yeah, we're in the middle of February already. Next week is a Chicago RV show. I will probably go up there on that Saturday. If any of y'all are up there and we happen to run into each other, feel free to say hey. Other than that, Sturgis, I am currently... Let me see if I can pull my countdown thing up. And I am currently 170 days, 13 hours, and 46 minutes. I don't know how well that's showing up from leaving. Yeah, I've got it booked to my absolute departure time, and it's going to be coming quick. So, every couple of weeks I'm going to try to film one. Next video will probably be food and drink, just because that's not going to change all that much. I'm going to change the order just a little bit because I think the vendors you want to do later. I probably won't do the vendor video until May. I'll probably do, like I said, food and drink, and I'll do the rides. Those will be the next two, just because those aren't going to change. But anyway, you all be safe. Keep that shiny side up. Keep that greasy side down. And I will catch you all in the near future. Later, guys.